All right. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. So today we're going to go over faction warfare. Faction warfare is in EVE one of the ways where people can make really good money if you do it right. And it's also a great way for alpha characters to, you can get up to plexing your account off of this no problem. An example being that in the last 2 days, about 10 hours of time, I managed to gain 1.1 million LP in faction warfare. And 1.1 million LP, I can turn that into at least 2.2 billion ISK. And so you can see how this could be a really great way for an alpha character to plex your account, or, just to make more money if you're already Omega. So what we're going to do today is we're going to actually go over the 4 different sides of faction warfare. I'm going to show everybody how these numbers are changed here in the tiers and what they mean. And then also there is a link in the description on YouTube, or it's below the video on Twitch, on how to convert the LP into ISK. And for every 1 LP, which is loyalty point, that your character earns, you can then turn around and make 2,000 ISK off of that. There's a little bit of work involved, but I go step by step in those videos on exactly how to do it. And so you can take a look at that. I can give you an example here of my last capture on this character. So on this character, I did an offensive plex in Tier 3, and it earned me 30,625 loyalty points in about 25 minutes. And so if you take that 30,625 times that by 2,000, because you can get 2,000 ISK per LP, then that equals 61,250,000. Let's say you do 2 of those an hour, and you're at 122,500,000 for an hour of work. And that's with going and making a sandwich. That's with flipping through channels on the television looking for something to watch. Oh wait, we don't do that anymore, do we? We just Netflix and Hulu. Yeah. It is, for dealing with the kids, all of that. In a very optimal world, you can do 2.5 times. 2.5 of these in 1 hour. So, and actually 25 minutes is very gracious. You can actually do them in 20 minutes. So if you're really on the ball. And
you, sir,
yeah, these live streams are your channels. Yes. Dracosoda, 6 months as a sub. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate the support. 60 gold to everybody here in your honor. Thank you, thank you. So, anyway, you can see here that I earned quite a few here. I didn't, like last night I spent, a couple hours. I think we had dinner in between and stuff like that. But, just in capturing 4 sites last night, see, that was 30,000, that was 30,000, that was 17,500, that was 30,000. So that's 90, 100, that's 120,000 LP, which can, turn into 240 million ISK. You can actually make even more than that. So if you're willing to sit on the LP for conditions to be right, then it's not unheard of to make 2,500 ISK per LP. And I may go through another show detailing that in the future, but I really recommend referring to the videos that are in the link in the description and below Twitch on how to do that. So anyway, there are 4 sides to faction warfare. What's represented right here is just 2 sides. To get into faction warfare,
sir, rock.
Look of all the nub. Thank you for the host. I appreciate it. To get into faction warfare, there's two ways to do it. One, you can join the NPC corps that are in faction warfare and just get straight in. The other way to do it is to join a corporation that is enrolled in faction warfare, and that takes a little bit more time to get in. Sometimes there's interviews and such, and there's also standings issues. And but then you'll have more pilots to fly with. Although, if you look at, let's see here. Let's make sure that I'm not showing anything that I shouldn't be. Doesn't look like I am. Okay, so here is the militia. So when you join faction warfare, there's another tab. So when you join a corp, the corp tab shows up. But when you join faction warfare, you have a militia tab that is here as well. And in here is others to work with, to fight with, to join fleets with. There's always others in here that you can work with if you don't want to work alone. If you work alone, you'll make much more money. But it depends on your strengths and weaknesses. Anyway, they're talking in here about the different stuff. So, and in fact, you see in there them coordinating, pumping up these numbers here. And like right now, the numbers are going up. So there's a little bar that's going across here. You can see flashing, indicating that it's going up. So anyway, to join faction warfare, you go to one of the faction warfare stations. And in the case of Minmatar Republic, let's see, it is, what are they called? Oh, look at all these corporations that are members. So, Tribal Liberation Force. So, if you look up Tribal Liberation Force in-game, and you can go to one of their stations, you will be able to join Minmatar Faction Warfare. On the flip side, over here is Amar, and I think that's 24th Imperial Crusade. So, I have characters on each one of these. Like here is my Amar character, she's in a Caldari ship, and you notice the Galante ship is actually in Minmatar. And so it's 24th Imperial Crusade, State Protectorate. So 24th Imperial Crusade is Amar. State Protectorate is Caldari. And then it is Federal Defense Union for Galante and Tribal Liberation Force for Minmatar. Now, to choose who you're going to join, let me first talk about why there's 4 different ones and why it matters. So, on one side is Minmatar and Galante. They are allies in faction warfare, and so they work together. I am, in fact, at this place that I'm at right here, I am actually in Galante space, even though I am Minmatar. I can go and work in the Galante war zone or the Minmatar war zone, either one. And I will get paid either way, whether I capture for Minmatar or for Galante. Since I am Minmatar, most likely you would think that I should be working in Minmatar space to support that. Well, I have been doing things a little bit differently, and I commonly work in the Caldari Galante war zone, but because it's a much bigger area, I don't get ganked on gates as much, and I end up supporting the Galante side by capturing sites. So now, my Minmatar brethren may not appreciate that. I don't know. But I'm going to be making a change. So here's the change that I'm going to be doing, which is that I've decided that I am going to put a character in each one of the faction warfare sides. So there's 2 sides, but there's 4 factions. And so this guy right here, I am going to, since he is Galante, I am actually going to change him over to Galante faction warfare, and he will work the Galante area. And then I'm going to take this character right here. She is Minmatar, and I am going to join her to the Minmatar side of faction warfare, and she has a lot of skilling stuff to do and everything. That's okay, because I'm going to make really good LP, and depending on your skill levels, is what you would do. This character also, by the way, has the ability to fly battleships where none of my other faction warfare characters do, and which come really good in pause bashing. So, which I will explain what that is. So she also is a Tech 3 pilot, but you die a lot in faction warfare, so I don't know how much I'll fly a Tech 3 ship out here. But probably what I'll do is I'll work on Svipple. So yes, an iHub. And then I have this character right here. He is Galante by birth, but I believe that he is going to fight for Amar, and he's the closest fit I have of stuff for doing this. Now, I'll explain what an iHub is in a bit. It's an information hub, is what it stands for. So this character, let's say that I'm going to join him to Amar Faction Warfare, to the 24th Imperial Crusade. So he happens to have already done a lot in Faction Warfare in the past with Amar. And so in 24th Imperial Crusade, he has a 7.17 standing with them. And so that's really excellent. And I have really high standings with some different Amar stuff here. And then also you kind of need to be friendly with Galante, and they're on the same side of the war. Let's see here. I hope I am. Not Galante, Caldari. And I am. So Caldari State 6.61. So he's also very good with Caldari. Now in the disliked section here, I have Minmatar Republic, -4. Galante Federation, -2. And so these stats right here, when you join Faction Warfare, you should join Faction Warfare with a character that is dedicated to the fight. You do not take your market trading character and join them into Faction Warfare. You will be destroyed while you're hauling your shit from point A to point B to sell it. So you always put in a dedicated character for this, because your standings will get messed up. And one thing you guys have not seen me doing on the show is doing missions in Faction Warfare. Missions in Faction Warfare actually pay really, really good. And under the right circumstances, you can make a hell of a lot. All you got to do is go in and kill the one guy to complete the mission. You go back and turn it in. Sometimes you're making, 50,000, 75,000 LP in 10 minutes. 75,000 LP in 10 minutes is equivalent to 150 million ISK. So you can do really well with that. That is another thing I can talk about as well. If you've ever done missions, there is a huge difference in faction warfare missions. And that is that you can accept a mission, and if you don't complete it, you do not take a standings hit. That's very, very important. And I think that this is because it is so hard to actually do a faction warfare mission, because you may have the opposing militia all over you. So, yeah. What's the best race for faction warfare as an alpha? Galante. Galante is where you start. Best race. So now which side you choose to fight on is a different question. You choose that by tiers. So okay, so anyway, this guy is screwed if he ever wants to do Minmatar or Galante. And he's also kind of screwed if he wants to go to Minmatar or Galante's space. Having these negatives here, I actually tried to use this character to do the Sisters of Eve epic arc, and it didn't work out so well. Because it basically the police were chasing him around while he's trying to finish a mission, and that's no good. You can't do it. So anyway, this character, you can correct standings. You get a 1 time for free. After that, it's hard work, but you do get a 1 time for free. So anyway, this guy, while he's got a lot of Galante skills, he's going to be flying a Mar. And for further note on that, each one of these people is going to be the corp leader in the Hogs Corporation's 4 faction warfare. Each one of these characters here. So this guy's currently in an NPC corp. That's going to change. I have a bit of work to do of liquidating it around before making the move. This guy has all kinds of battleships and stuff, and including some that are, let's just say, is this a bling one? I have one that's really bling. No, this one's 245 million. It's not bling at all. I have another one that is a standard battleship that is 2.4 billion, just because it's so blinged out. Also, I think this guy has implants that are, this guy has, this is somewhere between 2 and 4 billion worth of implants that he has in him. I'm not going to be using this clone to fly in faction warfare. So he has some huge stuff for drones and repairing and everything. So you got to make sure of that, because in faction warfare you die a lot. So an example with this guy here, he's a member of ISCOGs, I believe. Let's see here. Yeah, ISCOGs. This is one of the Hogs corporations, one of the Air Hogs corporations, and no recruits at the moment. But anyway, I accept everybody as long as your standings are okay, and that is very, very critical. Your standings have to be good. Otherwise, forget it. Because if we get somebody who, let's just say that this guy's in Mimitar Republic right now, and he has great standings right now, but if he falls negative, we start getting warnings on him. And you have a couple of days to fix it. If you don't fix it, you get kicked. And so it's very, very important, because otherwise the entire corp gets kicked out of faction warfare if standings get messed up. I expect that he's disliked by Amar, yep, and Caldari, yep. So, oh, look at that, State Protectorate, negative 9.99. Oh, he's screwed. This is why you dedicate a character to this. So, so you have your 2 choices in joining. And the way I'm setting this up now with the Hogs is that anyone who wants to jump corp will be able to jump to another corp, another one of the Hogs corps, as long as their standings are okay, and then it will be you'll be able to go over that way. But also, if you're just working on your own, you can just apply directly with these. Bastion Hawk, 15 months in a row. 150 gold to everybody here in Bastion Hawk's honor. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that long-term support. So, all right. Now, what kind of skills do you need? Well, the majority of faction warfare is done with frigates. So, I would say that, I don't know, 75 to 80% of faction warfare is frigates. Another 10% might be destroyers, and cruisers maybe another couple of percent, and then other stuff is very rare to see out here. But primarily, you are flying frigates. And so you want to just focus on frigates and being the best frigate pilot you can be. With this guy, he has 50 million skill points. I built him from scratch. And what I started out doing was I started out with the Tristan, and I said, okay, I want to be the best Tristan pilot I can possibly be. And so I set out to get Mastery 5, which took a lot of training. A lot. But when I hit Mastery 5 on this, as a side effect, I hit Mastery 5 on a couple of others as well, because they had the same requirements. And then, after that, they were not very far away on finishing them up. So like this one, the Cares here, I'm 76 days away from this one being Mastery 5 as well. And this is a Tech 2 version of electronic attack ship. And so I have, let's see here, which one is the electronic attack down here, the Tech 1, the Mollis. If I hit Mastery 5 on the Cares, I'll automatically hit Mastery 5 on the Mollis. So, yeah. Reaper Spawn, 250 bits. Love the information given out on this channel. Helpful for my career in the great game of Eve. Well, thank you very much for that. There's 25 gold to everybody here in honor of Reaper Spawn and donating 250 bits. Thank you, thank you. So, I, for myself, have had a goal of finishing primarily all of the different types of frigates in Mastery 5. Now, maybe as a beginner goal, hit Mastery 4 or Mastery 3. So, Mastery 3, you could, on many of these ships, hit in maybe as little as 30 days. So Mastery 4, as little as 6 months. And Mastery 5, well, maybe not 6 months, maybe 90 days. And Mastery 5, yeah, you're looking 6 months to a year. But you got to think of it as you're not training just this single one. All of your skills apply to other stuff. If you look down here on these haulers here, I have Mastery 5 on them, even though I've not trained any hauling. And that's just because I have all of the prerequisites here that I've trained up in these frigates. So, yeah, and you can focus on certain things first. Let me show you my ship here, and what I mean by focusing on different things first. This is a Tristan. It is a Tech 1 frigate for Galante, and you'll notice something here which may look very strange to you, which is he has no guns. Well, what I did was I put everything into armor, speed, and DPS on drones. So I have 123 DPS in my current configuration. Let's see, what drones have I got in here. I've got Acolytes in here. So I've got Amar drones in here. I can get, I think, 139 or so with Galante
nice.
drones.
Dragons love gold, treasure, and of course, dollar bills.
And Harry Buxton, loving the gold. Well, thank you so much for that donation of $2. 20 gold to everybody here in Harry Buxton's honor. So, thank you, sir. I appreciate the support. All right. Oh, it needs the Coiffé skin. There we go. Coiffé skin. I had one of these the other night. I had 4 kill marks on it, which was, I was impressed because usually I die a bit. But with Mastery 5 on this, I have been, and not having any guns, I was actually able to get this skill set without training any guns whatsoever. I only trained the stuff that was absolutely required for the setup that I was doing. And since I wasn't training any guns, that cut off like 5 or 6 months of training, maybe even more, so that I could get to a, let's say, a faux Mastery 5, like for everything that I have fit, a Mastery 5. And then I could worry about the guns later. I'm actually training the guns now because I have, I got to a point where the ships that need guns, I'm having to train it now. So, But that's all good. And so I also have to train up missiles. That missiles are the only things in covert ops, and torpedoes and bombs. So, oh yes, you could also. Yeah, that's a very good point. Torfin says a good thing to spend this training up is to spend money earned through loyalty points into skill injectors. At least that's a way for you. Now, but I don't think you can buy skill injectors directly. And but what you do is you use the loyalty points, you buy stuff that you sell on the market, and then you can use that ISK towards skill injectors. Not a bad idea. So, and I think that that here, let's see here. Ooh, those are expensive. Holy shit. Activate the large skill injector and gain 300,000 points. View market details, information. Let's see here. So on a beginning character that is less than 5 million, you get 500,000 skill points for everything that you do. And so you could use up to 10 of those. Characters between 5 million and 50 million skill points are at 400,000. Oh, and he just crossed the mark. He just crossed the mark. And so so now he's in the 300,000 range. 300,000 range is probably the furthest that I'd go with actually putting in skill injectors, because once you go above 80 million skill points, you only get 150,000 per. Yeah. So, yeah, and I leave. I have some skill points here. They're for various reasons. Some were refunded. Some were for whatever. And so, you know, I leave that for when I run into something I'm really trying to do that I can't. I don't just spend them arbitrarily. So, and this character, I've done him all the way up to 50 million skill points. I created him all the way in the beginning, about 3.5 years ago. Something like that. So, anyway, I am able to really do a great job with this character and this Tristan. And you may figure out that if you're brand new and you're figuring stuff out, you may just figure out what ship works best with you and then lock into that and stay focused on that. And if you don't stay focused, it'll take you a lot longer to get to the levels you want to be at. You can do defensive plexing in anything. I think we did a show one time where we created a brand new character, and within 30 minutes, he had earned how much LP? I think that within 30 minutes that he had earned enough to be 100 million or something like that. I mean, it was pretty incredible, and you can do defensive plexing, and we'll get into that. I'll show that here coming up. So, with this character here, yeah. So let's just go out and show offensive and defensive plexing right now. And so I'm going to take this character out. Let me see what kind of drones I have here. By the way, almost every single thing here is shit that I took off of other people. So let's see. I only have 4 warriors. Okay, I'm just going to stick with these Amar drones. Some people swear by the Amar drones because they're the most well-rounded, but I tend to like warriors because they're very fast and they're much harder to hit. And so I tend to lose less drones, especially when I have no guns. Hello, Woolly White Rhino. Oh, I forgot to bring up, damn it. I forgot to bring up YouTube chat. YouTube, yeah. Let me start YouTube. Ah. Okay, well, I hear myself talking. There's a bug with YouTube. And it's not switching over to night mode correctly. Okay. Get the chat up here. I apologize, guys. knew I was forgetting something. All right. So, okay. So here we are. We are in a system that this guy is Minmatar. I'm in a system that is owned by Caldari. And so, let's see here. Okay, we can just leave that. So we're gonna scan these systems out here and see what we're gonna fight. So this would be an offensive plex. There's nothing in this one. There are a couple of hostiles in here. One of them is one of my other alts. So don't have to worry about that one. I don't fly them at the same times. Just happen to have them both logged in for showing all this example stuff. Okay, so I've scanned at 1 AU. I see that there's still nothing in here. We got a gate to go in. We go in, and basically what we have to do is we, on an offensive plex, which you get paid 100% on the offensive plex. Yeah, Moose Army, no interceptor, no joining. It's a hard rule. Yeah, so train towards interceptor and then apply. Okay, this one is actually in what I call overtime because it's the Caldari timer is up, so it's actually got a little bit extra. So now, one of the nice things about a Tristan, this Tristan especially, is that I put it out here and I put my drones out. I have auto-targeting then. You don't have a year left in the current queue. Change your queue. It does not take a year to train interceptors. You just got to switch. You just got to be willing to switch to that. Go buy a skill injector. Inject it. You can be in tomorrow. So, okay. So I'm, just basically orbiting here. You got to stay within 30 of the outpost in order for the timer to be counted down. And you just got to constantly be on D-scan, checking for what's, for anybody entering the area. Okay, so I killed that. My drones did. They did it automatically. And yes, and Tristans don't need to cost very much. So this fit that I have here, which is really, really great, is 8.1 million. That does not include all the drones, so call it 10. And so that's pretty good. Now, let me show you here some battles that I've done with this character. Let's see, combat log, show kills. So here we have what is this? This is a Maulus Navy issue. Yeah, Maulus Navy issue worth 20 million. Took him out. I have here a oh, by the way, you notice I'm not paying attention to whether or not a rat's showing up. My drones are automatically going to take care of it as soon as it pops up. So I have a Firetail here, Minmatar ship. We're 16 million. I have a couple of Griffins that I fought. And one of them actually got me to drop target twice. But with drones, once you have targeted and you've told them to attack, they keep attacking even if you've dropped target. Here's another one. This one was worth 29 million. Let's see here. This guy was a defensive plexer, which I'll show. He's an AFK defensive plexer. And I'll show you. You notice he had no fit. Minimum requirement is a frigate to get in. I actually recommend that if you're going to do defensive plexing and you're not really going to put in a fit, to do the little mining ships, the Venture. And because they have +2 warp core strength as part of their inherent properties, and so you have a little bit more chance of getting away if you get tackled. I have this guy here, was worth 45 million. He was in an Enyo, which is an assault frigate. I have a destroyer here that I killed. Thrasher. These, by the way, are all within the last couple of days. I have a Daredevil worth 60 million that I took out. By the way, I seem to do just fine with the Daredevils. I took out single-handedly a Cure, 105 million. I took out this goon who was in a Catalyst worth 8 million. Yeah, and then, I've got another one here. What is this one? This is a Vigil fleet issue. Oh, he was Test Alliance. Well, he attacked me. He came in on me. I'm not in test with this character, so it's all fair. And here's I think my top kill in value. Had a little help on this one, 153 million on this character. So anyway, those are just within the last several days, and this guy right here in this fit, which I will share to the live shows channel, LIVESHOWS, in game, is a very good fit for this. I orbit it at like 16 to 20, and I have a warp disruptor that goes out to 24. And but I don't turn on the disruptor until about the point where they might start thinking about leaving, and then that way I don't run out of cap, and I'm usually able to take out most other people. My kill loss ratio, now that I've hit this point and I've started doing a lot better now that I've got Mastery 5, it's all up to me. I can only blame myself if I lose my ship. And I've been taking most every fight that's presented to me. And I am, at least in the last month or so, no, I don't need to resave the fit because I pulled it live from this one right here, and my drones are out in space. Add your own drones in. So that was not a saved fit. Anyway, this is easy money. So even at this, with it auto-attacking, I can just listen while I'm doing this. You know that sound whenever somebody warps in, drops in, that thump? Well, you just wait to hear that, and then you're good. Then you have someone to engage with. In this with Mastery 5, let's see here, 3,200 on the velocity. And so the velocity is good enough to keep up with most everything. I don't worry about any sort of destroyers or cruisers overtaking me. There are a few ships that I do have a hard time with this. Those tend to be some of the really fast Amar ships, but so far it's been pretty good. So, and actually I should look at what my losses are and see what's been taking me out. So See, this was it's a retribution. The retribution ended up being too tough for me. I couldn't break his tank, and he killed all of my drones. He knew to kill all of my drones. I got really clobbered on this one. I was doing larges in a Hecate, and I was fighting this guy here who was in a Devoter, and I would have had him, but then a rattlesnake showed up with geckos and beat the shit out of me. What can I say? Yeah. So here again, a loss from a Navy slicer. And oh yeah, this Thrasher. I did not get enough distance from him. I should have gotten more distance. I remember this fight. So sometimes you just go out into a far enough orbit to where they're not able to hit you, but you got to do that. You got to know when to do that, and you lose your ability to warp disrupt them to keep them from leaving. And so I have not been able to win some fights. They've been like draws because the other guy left, but that's only because I needed to get more distance because they were beating the tar out of me. So I also fly an Algos a little bit, and here again, I got taken out. I killed one guy, I remember, and a slicer and a worm. You know, when you get multiples on you, it's hard to say. So, yes, and a Federation Navy Comet. A Comet, if they catch you, they are a Tristan killer. So, also, it's pretty easy to remember in these, with these types of ships, to use the drones that are the same faction as what you're fighting. And so, this right here, if an Amar ship came in on me, I have Amar drones out, and they would probably be the most likely to do damage, depending on how they're fit. But they're the most likely to do damage on the person. So, there's no agent levels. Well, there are agent levels in this, but you start out at 1, just like other missions and everything, and then you work your way up, and you can do all the way up to level 4. So, Comet kills everything if they catch you. Yeah, I should fly my Comet more. I have a dual prop Comet that I absolutely love. But I love my Tristan. I absolutely love my Tristan. I get good kills with my Tristan. Okay, so offensive plexing. Now, doing this, counting down the timer, I have to kill the rats. I don't bother looting them. The only ones that I sometimes loot the tags on is the mediums. Those tags tend to be worth about $500,000. They come with 2 tags in each, and it's worth about $500,000. And so you can make another $3.5 million on that, you know, because there's 7 drones or 7 rats that come out. But other than that, I don't worry about it too much, because the amount that I'm making off of this, I'd rather keep a little bit of safety and not be flying around in there and accidentally get dropped on. I orbit at about 25, 26 kilometers from the center point, and that allows me to stay within the 30 and capture. So, and you mentioned, Gregarious Game mentions getting augmented drones. Yeah, but the cost on them is pretty high. I'll have to try it. I'll try running with augmented drones for a day and see how that works out. But the cost may not be worth it. On the Tristan here, that might triple my cost. So, but I suppose if I'm making money and I'm more successful at fights because of it, then I can do that. The other thing too is if you don't have Tech 2 drones, use the faction drones. So in this case, it'd be Federation, Navy, you know, hobgoblins or whatever. So anyway, that's another thing. If you're not able to use Tech 2 drones, you might want to buy those more expensive drones, but only if you're making enough money. So otherwise, if you can't fight, then maybe it's time to do defensive plexing and run and fit up your ship with warp core stabs. So if I was doing defensive plexing and I wanted to be able to get away, I might put 3 warp core stabs in here. So what's the best way to farm some money using Caldari ships? I assume you're talking about faction warfare, and it doesn't matter which ships you fly. The Kestrel, though, as far as a cheap ship that allows you to, that you can probably get enough DPS to do novices, maybe even smalls early on. And someone just downvoted this video. Oh, okay. And you can use a Kestrel, and you can kite with the Kestrel. And so I call it a frustration fit, to where I never get close enough to the person I'm engaging with, and I just keep pinging on them, and they'll get tired and they'll go away, and I can stay in the complex and continue working it because they're just going to leave. And so, and I'm faster than them in most cases. If they come in one of the Amar frigates that are super fast, then maybe I am taking, I'm flying off to a safe and coming back in a little bit and finishing it. So ISK per hour, in faction warfare, I can say that if the conditions are all right and everything, I can make 500 million ISK per hour in faction warfare, if the conditions are right. Those conditions only present themselves once or twice a year. And so let's talk about that a little bit, about how that's done. Let me see here. Let me bring up the faction warfare menu here. You can see here the different tiers. And what this is saying is that Amar is tier 1, and Caldari, or Mimitar, is tier 3. Okay, so in tier 1, Amar gets a 50% reduction in all their faction warfare bonuses. That's also reduction in pay. A novice pays 10,000 LP at 100% with nothing else going on. And so, and that's tier 2. Tier 2 is kind of considered to be the starting point. And so at tier 1, Amar on a novice is only going to get 5,000 LP. It's going to take you, on a novice, 15 minutes. You're going to earn 5,000 LP, and you're going to turn that into 10 million gold. Okay, that's on offensive. Okay, we got an Algos. We're going to see if he shows up here, and I shall take him on. It's probably a pirate. There he is. There's no way this guy's going to be able to do anything with me. I'm putting my drones on his. Okay, we're going in for the kill. And he's running. I just about had him disrupted there. Just about had him. Saber? What's a Saber doing out here? JJ? Saber. What do you put in the high slot what do you put in the high slot on a saber instead of the interdiction launcher? How many years have I been playing Eve? Well, I've been playing since the start, but I really only got into it about 3.5 years ago. So I tried many times and failed. Okay. Did you put a cloak on that saber? So sabers are awesome solo PvP ships even without the interdiction launcher. Okay. Okay. Fit in live shows. Okay. Let's look at that. 7 autocannons. Oh, a ghoul. A nos on there. Damn, this looks expensive, buddy. Oh, you have implant boosters? What are those? I've never even really looked at those before.
You, sir, rock.
By the way, maybe I can enhance my game by, let's see. Scan this object for real substance that could be used. Neuro booster. Shield manipulation. Okay. Yeah, maybe I should start taking drugs too in game. So, all right. So, Vacus. Woo! Just resubbed 17 months in a row. Here's some gold to all of you in Mavicus's honor. 170 gold. Everybody tell him thank you, and I appreciate the support. Okay, try and get rid of that pop there. It's back. It's something I just haven't been able to fix. Okay, so let's see here. Golly, I've reset the driver a couple times now. Okay, we'll let it work itself out. So, anyway, let's see here. Okay, so in faction warfare, we'll go back to talking about the tiers and why they matter. A succubus. Damn. Really? Succubus. Okay, I'm getting a little bit of distance. JJ, you can prepare. I may very well die to a succubus. Okay, I'm going in for the point. Hey, I got point on him. He's repping shields. I keep telling my drones to get in on him. I might have him solo. Oh, he got away. Fuck. Oh well. Succubus would have been a very nice kill. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I'm counting these because there are, in novices, there are 5 rats. In everything else, all the other complexes, there's 7. So, I had him disrupted, and he still got away. Yeah. So, anyway. Where is my local? Oh, it's over here. Okay, so let's go back to talking about this. Okay, so Tier 2 is considered 100%. Yeah, they are very fast. He slingshotted. I didn't want to get too close, though. So because if he stabbed me, then it'd be curtains for me. Bring my scan up here a little bit. So I can probably go out to about. There we go. Get as far out as I can. 50 bits from Bert. Thank you, Bert. I appreciate the donation of the bits. 5 gold to everybody here in Bert's honor. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so Tier 2 is considered 100%. Then Tier 3 gets a 75% bonus over Tier 2. So if Tier 2 is making 10,000 on a novice, then when you're in Tier 3, you get 17,500. That is a 10% bonus on top. In Tier 4, it's a 150% bonus, meaning that if Tier 1 is 10,000 and you times that by 150%, you're getting 25,000 LP for a novice. In Tier 4, that is good money. So the novice here paying out 25 million per 15 minutes. Think about that. Or 25,000 LP, which will equal 50 million. That's 200 million an hour after you convert the LP when in Tier 4. A new player can do this. A character that is less than 30 days old can do this. You can do novices all day long, offensively, and you can probably get 3 of them completed an hour, let's say. So 3 of them completed an hour, 3 times 25, 75, times 2,000, 75,000 LP times 2,000 is 150 million ISK. So 150 million ISK per hour as a brand new character less than 30 days old is awesome. That's very, very good. All right, and then if you make it into Tier 5, it's 225% bonus. So it's 32,500 is what a novice would pay out. Now a large, if you're able to do larges, then the payout on that is going to be enormous. I think it's up around 90,000 LP for capturing a large, and you can do it in about 25 minutes. So, yeah, the Easy Tech guy, there is a bit to converting. It's not hard once you've done it, but it's hard to figure out on the low end. Let's see here. So it's hard to figure out at first, but once you've got it, it's pretty easy. So there is, for those of you watching on YouTube, there's a link in the description for how to convert your LP to ISK, and in Twitch, there's a link below the video that is about how to convert your LP to ISK, and you can watch that after the show here. So, does it cost you any faction standings? Yes. If you are joining Faction Warfare, there are ways, if you're really slick, to hold your standings. But you can't do any missions, and you can't do any iHub bashing. So, you gotta leave those alone. And which knocks you out of doing some of the stuff in Faction Warfare. But you can do it that way. But my recommendation is anybody who you add, any character you add, should be dedicated to Faction Warfare, because you are going to screw your character up. So, okay. So anyway, I kind of label these as Tier 3 is worth doing. Tier 4 is you spend a lot of extra time doing them. I got a Dremel coming in. Okay. I should be able to take him all on my own. Yep, he's coming in here. Okay. There he is. Oh, he's got me scrammed. Okay, come on in, JJ. Help me kick some ass. He caught me. Oh, he might get me. Fuck.
Warp drive active.
If he hadn't caught me, I would have, if he hadn't gotten too close to me, then would have been better. I'd have fared a lot better. But that's just how it goes.
Docking request denied.
How long have I got? I got another ship here. I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna come right back down. Yeah, he caught me really quick.
Docking request denied. Docking request accepted.
Yes, I'm engaged in combat. That's fine.
Warp drive active.
You cry when you lose a ship? Did you kill him, JJ? This is a destroyer that can do larges.
Warp drive active.
Only costs like 13 million or so. And this does have a scram. So we'll do a defensive plex with this one. He was moving it over 4K. Oh, well, he would have caught me, yeah. This is a catalyst. I named this one Boomstick. The way it's fit right now, 498 DPS, not overheated. I will share it in live shows as well. And so, yeah, this ship a little bit bigger. So this can do really high DPS. I think Null has a little bit better tracking, and it's what we have. What happened? Did I capture it? There we go. 355 with better tracking. Still a lot of DPS. Okay, so this one I got paid 30,625 because we're in tier 3. If we were in tier 4, it would be 43,000 something. Tier 5, it would be 57,000, something like that. Maybe 58. Okay, so we're gonna go on to another system here, and I'm gonna stay loaded with stuff for, let's see, add waypoint. Okay, and then okay, we're gonna go to another system here. We'll see if we can make it through the gates. No guarantee.
Active.
Much harder to get destroyers and above through gates than it is frigates. So for the war effort, when you are fighting in here, you can see right here, Caldari Infrastructure Hub. If I was, not Information Hub, I said information before, it's infrastructure. If I were Caldari and I wanted to pump the system index, make it harder to capture, I would go there and I would pay some of my LP and it would pump that, and that changes directly the percentages. It changes directly these percentages. It applies to the points. When you get up into tier 4, then you're making an extra bonus. So if you can pay like 2 captures worth to get yourself up higher, might very well be worth doing that. It's been something that since I've been fighting for stuff the way I do, I've been working in space other than the own faction's war zone, and so you haven't seen me do much of that on the show. So I'm going to be changing that, though. Okay, so Amar, pretty depressed. You wouldn't want to join Amar. Or if you do,
You, sir,
you're
rock.
doing it because you are fighting for the cause. So let's see, Darky Yunkey. Okay, this one is owned by us, and there's a large here. Let's see, do I have a safe here? I do. I'm going to go to a safe and see if I can get closer. So, Darky Yuki just subbed 4 months in a row in one shot. So, let me see here. Find you. It is a resub. Let's see here. Actually, looks like it didn't expire. So, all right. Yep, looks like it's another sub. All right, so thank you very much. 4 months in a row equals 40 gold to everybody here in your honor. I think Twitch has some new messages. It gave me a different message I hadn't seen before. So, 40 gold to everybody in Darky Yuki's honor. Thank you very much. I appreciate that support. Hello, Brian. Okay, let's see here. Ooh, I'm a lot closer to that large. So I'm going to scan it directly. Okay. I don't know where these other guys are, but we're going to go down here.
Warp drive active.
Now, okay, so this system is owned by Galante, which means that both Minmatar and Galante can do defensive captures. Defensive means you don't kill any of the rats, because they are your own. They are with you, not against you. Okay, so I'm going to take an orbit here, 25K. See what if anything drops. It looks like there's been some fighting here. There has been some fighting. There's they've done enough to kill 3 of these guys, but they're not here right now. I'm going to get as far out of scan as I can with having a pretty clean scan information. Got an Amicus on scan. I think you may be popping in here. .4. No, he is Not on short scan. He's at a pause or something. .5 AU out. I don't know what he's at. Maybe a safe. Okay, so you notice that the rat's not attacking me. Since it was under Caldari control, it was over 20 minutes. It's about to hit the 20-minute mark. And then it'll flip over to being a Galante control, or capturing. So, and here's a Dremel. Shit. Fuck me. Oh, I ain't gonna be able to handle this Dremel. He's gonna rip me apart. Damn it. JJ, I'm coming toward you. I'll try one more time to catch him. You said 200 viewers? Close. Yeah, it's okay. I make so much money on this stuff that if I'm yeah, it's okay. Okay, he's pulled quite some distance here. It's coming back toward us. If he gets a little bit closer, I'll start heading to him and try and... Oh, I don't want void loaded. No, I want null. Keeping my transversal velocity up. Licking his wounds. I think JJ caught him a little bit. Oh, almost had him. This guy's being really tough. Heat my guns. I don't think there's much point in it at the moment, just because this may be a very long-term fight. Yeah, I suppose I could overheat the scram for a moment until I get closer with him. Damn, I just can't get close enough to him. This turned out to be an epic fight, huh? Long. Yeah, I know he's trying to get my little last bit of hull. Yeah, it's been a pretty good fight. Shit. I was close enough. I didn't quite have it on him. Damn, I got close. Oof, man. Oh, he's in chat? No, I can't. I don't want to overheat my prop mod. Not at this point. I preheated my scram. He's getting distance trying to get the shields to rebuild. What an ass. Well, I don't know that he's stream sniping. I mean, maybe. Oh, Sunny STX. Man, you are a winner. He says, Dragon, you're boring. You'd have more viewers if you actually said what you were doing. Is that not what I typically do, except for when we get into the middle of a really heated battle? I mean, I'm just saying. Hurt my feelings, man, Sonny. No sunny disposition there. Damn. God, he is moving way off. Yeah, I don't know that there's going to be a winner to this fight. And yes, oh, maybe Sonny, I should talk a little bit more about what I'm doing here because Cosmo, who I'm fighting, is watching at the same time. So he knows every single thing that I'm doing. Hey, JJ. Warping to a safe.
Warp drive active.
What? You want to be in the fleet? Oh my goodness. So needy. Do you have any place for repairs here?
Warp drive active.
Yeah, you can't warp in Plex because it's considered dead space. I'm gonna go repair up. I'm gonna see if there's anything next door I can repair up. Well, that was a good fight. So there was no winner there. We did that, what, about 20 minutes or so? I mean, that was kind of fun. I can't do anything in here. There's no place I can repair up in here. It's gonna have to do. Okay, so just so you guys know, I can't go to that station. It's not owned by our side of the faction.
Warp drive active.
So, yeah, this is not the right ship to fight that ship. I'd much rather be in a Tristan or something, or a Comet. But it's what we had. So, just so you guys know, I do have a meeting. I have people arriving here in a few minutes. So, when they arrive, it's going to be show over. So, let's get this drawing going right now. And let's see here. Oh my goodness, we really haven't taken much time off of this, have we? Okay, so exclamation point ticket space 1 or higher in Twitch chat. It's for a standard account for Eve. It comes with 30 days prepaid Omega time. It comes with 150 Plex. It comes with all these items you see on the screen. Exclamation point ticket space 1 or higher in Twitch chat. Get you in on that. We're going to do the drawing right now. That's going to be the 200/ into the show drawing. And so I probably will not make it in time to get this captured because of that epic fight. Thank you, Cosmos, for that epic fight. It was fun. So even though that might be considered stream sniping, I think it'd be really considered stream sniping, especially if you came back. And let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to start writing this up. Its value on this is about 20 bucks. And you do need to be a follower, so please follow. And we have these on our store. Our store is what supports the show. Exclamation point coupon in Twitch chat. Or link in the description in YouTube. The link there is also has a discount code and a bonus code. Both of them can be used to save money. You get to choose which way you want to save it. And say roll rape any frig in a brawl. Don't be dumb. Yeah, well, it's, choose your fights there, Cosmo. So, which you did. You chose to try and get me, and that's fine. I just happened to have backup that time. So, it's okay. It's not about being salty. Don't worry about it, guys. Okay, so, final call, ! Ticket space 1 or higher in Twitch chat. Also, that coupon code, the discount code and the bonus code, they work for Plex as well. And if you want to know what your best bang for your buck is on Plex, go to our store there. We have it all listed out as to how many dollars you're paying per Plex and everything, and which is the best value. And so you can choose whatever's the best value for whatever you can afford. And so it's all listed out there. We've got extra information there that you won't find on the Eve site or anything. And so then, Cosmo's back. And so, anyway, yeah, okay. So we're going to close this now, and then when people arrive, I'll be cutting off the show at the end of the show, and I'll explain as much more about faction warfare as I can before we go. So, okay, closing the raffle. And drawing. Gregarious Game. Congratulations, Gregarious Game. So, you are the winner. So, you can add one of these to an existing account. They'll give you a message if you can't. But you may be able to add this to your existing account and get an extra month of time, plus all that stuff, plus 150 Plex. So, Gregarious Game, that has been sent to you. Congratulations and thank you. When I lose focus on the screen, it doesn't give me as high a frame rate. That's why it gets a little bit jerky there. So, okay. Now, let's get back to faction warfare here. Okay.
You, sir, rock.
So this system is at 31% contest. I'm defensive plexing, which means I don't have to fight other rats. I don't have to fight the rats in order to capture this. I work alongside them. Opposing militia that comes in will be also attacked by the rat. So let's see here. Okay, so at tier 2, let's just say I was defensive plexing a novice. If this was at 100% contest, it would pay 10,000 LP. Let's see here. Club Bait, thank you so much for subbing 3 months in a row. There is 30 gold to everybody here in your honor. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so if this were a novice and we were at tier 2, that would pay 10,000 and it was 100% contest, it would be 10,000 LP that I would receive. But if it's at tier 2 and it is 37, or how much did I say? 31% contest at tier 2, and it's 10,000 LP for capturing that, it's going to be 3,100. So it's only going to give you a percentage of what it would be at 100%. It's the percentage of contest in here. So if I finish this, it'll be, I don't know, it'll be like 9,000, 10,000 because I'm doing a large. Okay, so if you are defensive plexing, then Usually that means that one, either you need to bring the numbers back down and you have to capture these things, which I would suggest going to high contest sites. I found that between 60 and 70% contest is kind of the sweet point. If you go up to 100% contest, there's going to be competition there. But at like 60 to 70%, you're still going to make money. You might even be able to do it AFK. So anyway, and you'll still support the cause. Now, the cause, really, if you're doing this stuff right, let's just say there's two types. There's people who are out here for money. They're like mercenaries. And then there is the guys who are the faction who are, Mimitar for life, Amar for life, or Caldari. What is the other Caldari one that they say? Actually, Diebout. I have proven that I can make money AFK plexing. I wouldn't do it on the show, but I can do it absolutely. So for the state, yeah. Actually, the Caldari Master Race. Maybe that sounds a little bit Nazi-ish. I don't know. Yeah, I see a lot of things about Caldari being Master Race, and stuff. So, anyway, yeah. So do it AFK in a frigate. And you can look at the map and you can see how many kills there's been in faction warfare in the last hour, and go to places where there's nobody at, and you can probably capture a few sites. So, and you can do it AFK. So, anyway, if you're joining right now, you'll find that both Galante and Minmatar are both pretty good stats. Let's see here. Let's see if I bring her faction warfare stuff up here. What does she show? Oh, it was already up. Okay, that doesn't show Minmatar. Okay, let's go to this one. Or it doesn't show Galante. This one's also Minmatar is her native. Okay, let's see this one. There we go. Okay, so Caldari is down in Tier 1, and Minmatar, or Galante is in Tier 3. It's a lower Tier 3. But right now, I would recommend Minmatar. They tend to be the most organized and the ones to fight for. But Galante is also a good choice. So, all right. How do you even find the faction warfare systems? Well, you bring up your faction warfare menu if you're involved, and it actually shows you the systems. It shows you whether they're stable, whether they're contested. So if I was doing defensive plexing with this guy, I'd want to go to Enka. It's 99.3%. If there's nobody in there, maybe. Otherwise, go down here into the 60s. A lot less competition, a lot less death, a lot more LP to be gained. So, at 77% contest, at Tier 3, let's see here. A large would net you 30,000 LP. Something like that. 35,000 LP. If you're having troubles with getting dropped on in larges, move to mediums. It'll be a little less LP, but it'd probably be like 25,000. But it will pay off. Even 25,000 LP for 15 minutes. You don't have the time required to kill the rats either. So the time to capture is shorter. Even though the timer in a large is 20 minutes, and is it 20 minutes in a medium or 15? I can't remember. But in a large, when you have to fight the rats and everything, you end up at about 26, 27 minutes. When you don't have to fight anything, you can do it just in the 20 minutes if you don't get interrupted. So, yeah, and if there's no large spawned, go to a medium. If you've got a nice quiet system, stick with it. If you are in it for money, there's no harm in being warp stabbed. I don't mind it. If you're warp stabbed, that's okay. It doesn't bother me. I mean, I'm gonna try and kill you anyway. But yeah, okay. My guests are here. So this is the end of the show. Sorry, we're not gonna make it out to finishing this.
Warp drive.
So, all right. Okay. That's it. So, end of the show. Take care, everybody. And we will see you all tomorrow for Shroud of the Avatar. Big update tomorrow. And we're going to be doing Shroud only tomorrow for the big update. I hope you guys all learned a lot. We'll do more Faction Warfare shows in the future. And there will be more. I'll certainly answer your questions, all of that. So, take care, everybody. And, yeah, we'll see you all tomorrow.